Hello, my name is Lillian Okibe. Welcome to my channel. Shea butter has been used for centuries by Africans. Our ancestors used to use shea butter for things as simple as moisturizing the hair and the skin to even treating illnesses. My grandma used to use shea butter to treat cough. So anytime like you're around her and you're coughing, she just puts some shea butter in your mouth to help treat it, and it actually used to work. There are so many parts of Africa that still use shea butter now for cooking and for treating so many things. Recently, shea butter has become like widely accepted by other parts of the world, even though it originated in Africa. There are so many big companies now that use shea butter as their major ingredients for creating skin and hair care products because of the so many benefits it has for the hair and the skin. You guys know that I love shea butter. Like, it's not even funny. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I love shea butter, and it's something that my hair cannot do without. If you want to know all about it, I have a video where I explain all what shea butter does for my hair, so I'll leave it in the iCard so that you can go and watch it. Unfortunately, with every good thing that is in high demand, there are so many fakes in the market. I have actually bought fake shea butter before, and I've actually received messages from you guys telling me that you bought shea butter and it did this and that to your hair, and I actually got to know that it was fake. So I understand like how you feel when you fall for those fraudulent people in the market. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to spot fake shea butter when you go to the market to shop for it. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. I have here my jar of shea butter. This is actually a shea butter I got from local markets. So the shea butter I use is not like branded or like anything like that. So it's from the local market, it's not branded, even though I put it in like a container. This is a container that used to have chin chin. I don't know if other parts of the world eat chin chin, but it's a snack made with flour, so that's why you can see like chin chin stuff on it. But this is actually not branded. I got it from local market, so I have it here. It's actually pure 100% original shea butter, so I'm going to be using it for my illustration today. The first thing you want to look out for when you go to shop for shea butter is the smell. Shea butter has a very like nutty diagnostic smell. Like, there is nothing I can liken to the smell of shea butter. It has its own smell. Like, you cannot, if your shea butter is smelling like something, you know, like if your shea butter is smelling like maybe an oil, maybe coconut oil or like palm oil or something, then it shows that it's probably mixed with something else or it's fake. Many people, like, there are some people that sell shea butter that perfumes have been added into it. So if you go out to buy, if it's like a whipped shea butter that has other things added into it, then it's probably going to smell different. But for 100% pure organic shea butter, it has its diagnostic smell. It smells nutty. You can't liken it to anything. It has its own peculiar smell. Another thing to look out for when you go to buy shea butter is the color. Shea butter, the original 100% shea butter, is yellowish white. It is not yellow and it's not white. Like, it's something in between. If your shea butter is 100% white, it's a sign that it's probably been bleached. So, and the thing about bleaching shea butter is that it reduces the medicinal and like beneficial properties in it, so it's not going to be as potent as like 100% organic shea butter. So shea butter should not be white. If it's white, it's a sign that it's bleached, or probably it is something else mixed with a little bit of shea butter, so you're not going to be getting the benefits that you need. Another thing is shea butter should not be yellow, pure yellow. If it's yellow, then it's probably mixed with something else. Or most, like what I see many people do, like they mix their shea butter, they add just a little bit of shea butter and mix it with palm oil. The benefits you're going to be getting from palm oil and shea butter, they are not the same. So most of the yellow shea butter you see in the markets has actually been mixed with palm oil, so it's not like 100% authentic shea butter. However, there are some parts of Africa that make their shea butter in such a way that they add some herbs into it, and that can make it yellowish in color, but that should not affect the smell of it, you know. So if your shea butter is yellow, it's a high chance that it's fake. But if you trust your vendor, then it can be that it was gotten from the parts of Africa where while they make their shea butter, they mix it with some herbs. Some parts of Ghana actually add what they call panshal roots into their shea butter. It actually makes it more beneficial, and it improves the medicinal properties. So it doesn't degrade the shea butter, but it makes it appear yellowish. those are exceptions, but generally pure organic shea butter is yellowish white. It's not 100% yellow, it's not 100% white, it's somewhere in between. The range varies, so there are some that may be a little more yellowish than others, and some may be a little more whitish than others, but generally it should be in between. It should not be pure white, it should not be pure yellow. Another thing you should look out for when you go to shop for shea butter is the texture. Original shea butter, 100% shea butter is hard at room temperature, but it melts when you put it in your like when you rub it against a surface, or like when you add just a little bit of heat. So at room temperature it's supposed to be hard. For example, this one, it's hard, but if I pick it, like it becomes creamy. I don't know if you guys can see. So original shea butter is hard at room temperature, and the thing about shea butter is that even if you melt it, if you melt the shea butter, once you leave it to cool, it should solidify again. So if your shea butter melts and doesn't like solidify again, it's a sign that it's fake, or it's probably mixed with something else. If you're buying shea butter from a vendor, ask them if it's mixed with something, and if it's mixed with something, let them know what exactly they mixed into it. But if your vendor is telling you that it's 100% shea butter and then all these properties are missing, it's a sign that it's fake, because they cannot disclose to you what is actually added into it. There are some brands that sell whipped shea butter. So whipped shea butter means that it's shea butter whipped with some other oils. The problem with that is that you need to trust the brand you're buying from. If you're buying whipped shea butter, buy from someone you can trust that will tell you that, okay, we have 95% shea butter and it's actually 95% shea butter, or 80% shea butter and it's also 80% shea butter, and the person should actually list all the ingredients that are inside the whipped shea butter so that you know what you're buying and you know what to expect. If your shea butter does not melt at like just slight heat, then it's a sign that it's fake. Some people actually add color to the shea butter to make it yellowish. So they just add a little bit of shea butter and add so much color. The color actually degrades the quality of the shea butter. So just be careful basically. I would say that when you go to shop for shea butter, just stick to what is of this range of yellowish white instead of buying the yellow ones. But if you trust your vendor, then you can buy the yellow one. Yellow one is not, most times it's fake, but there are some rare occasions where it's original, but it's just mixed with some herbs that makes it more potent. So another thing you want to look out for when you go out to buy shea butter is shea butter is relatively heavy. Like, it is heavy. It's heavier than most oils and like creams you'd see out there. So like when I go to buy shea butter, we do not, in Nigeria, when you go to the open market to buy shea butter, they sell it to you based on like how big it looks, so they do not weigh it. So I do not know how much this weighs, but like it's heavier. It's almost as heavy as like a stone of that size. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's one thing I have to look out for. When shea butter is mixed with other things, it kind of like reduces the weight of it, so it becomes lighter, especially when it's mixed with light oils, or basically oils in general. So that's another thing that you should bear in mind. You can look out for. Shea butter should be like heavier than how it looks. When shea butter melts, it melts into a thick, very thick oil. If you know like Jamaican black castor oil, when shea butter melts, it's like thicker than Jamaican black castor oil. So if after melting your shea butter it's not thick, it's a sign that it is mixed with something, or it's not, it is fake. So bear that in mind. Another thing you want to look out for when you go out to shop for shea butter is how it feels. Original shea butter, when you take it, like I said, it's hard in room temperature. The lower the temperature, the harder it will become. So depending on where you live, depending on how cold it is where you live, your shea butter may be like really hard, very hard for you to crack into it. Like here, I live in Nigeria. The climate in Nigeria is not that, it's actually humid, it's warm, so that's why it's hard, but like it's easy to like pick from it, like it's easy to melt because like the temperature is not so low. Original shea butter, when you like take some of it and then you apply on your hands, as like you rub it against your hand, it should melt into like a clear oil. I don't know if you guys can see. So that is one thing to look out for, to know if it is original or if it is fake. Also, even though it melts into a clear oil, when your hand is wet, let me show you. So now I'm just going to go ahead and wet my hand. So I will show you the difference it makes when you're applying on wet hands and dry hands. So I just showed you the dry hands. Now let me go ahead and wet my hands with a spray bottle. So I'm just applying some water on my hands, just plain water on my hands, right? Now let me take some of the shea butter and apply on the wet hands. If the hand is wet, like as you try to apply, you're going to have some obstruction as you're trying to apply. It's not going to be as easy as when your hand is dry, but as you apply it, as you rub it into wet hands, it's going to form like a creamy consistency. It's not going to be clear, it's going to form, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but like it's going to form a creamy consistency. So as you rub it against your hand on wet hands, it's going to, let me add some more water. I want it to be really clear so that you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You guys can see like it has like a whitish film because my hand is wet. It's actually a similar principle even when you use it on your hair. If applied on dry hair, it melts into like a clear substance, but if your hair is wet, as you apply on your hair, it's going to have like a whitish sort of film that should dry clear. Like as soon as your hair dries, it will disappear into like a clear substance. So you can actually, this is actually one of like the fastest and easiest things to do if you do not know the smell of shea butter yet. So you can just like go to the market and do this experiment before you buy your shea butter. Let me also say that the fact that your shea butter is mixed with something does not mean that it is bad. Like I said earlier, depending on your vendor, there are some shea butter that are mixed with things that actually enhance the beneficial properties of it, but there are certain shea butter that you buy that is mixed with counterfeit ingredients. Some people mix their shea butter with palm oil. Palm oil is not really like a bad thing per se, but if you're going out to buy shea butter, you want the benefits of shea butter, that's why you're going out to buy it. So it's not really nice when it's mixed with palm oil. Some of them is mixed with a lot of palm oil, so you think you're using shea butter, but in reality you're using just like probably 5% of shea butter, claiming to be 100% shea butter. So I want you guys to be really vigilant and careful when you go out to buy. I would say that if it's mixed with something, ask your seller to tell you what is in the shea butter that they are selling. If your seller is telling you that it is 100% shea butter that is mixed with nothing, and then it doesn't fit all these properties that I shared with you, then it's a sign that the person is fraudulent. You should probably run. Getting original shea butter is very important if you want to reap the benefits. And that's why some people say that they hate shea butter. I'm not saying that everyone's hair should love shea butter, but our ancestors have been using shea butter for a very long time. That goes to show that it's actually good for so many things. So many people call it black gold. That's how good shea butter is. So chances are that if sometimes you may be using the fake thinking you're using the original, and that's why it seems like it's having adverse effects in your hair. So I just felt like I should make this video just to help you guys out. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.